All right, the next talk I'd like to give is I want to give a talk on grokking. Janie asked me to do this, so I dedicate this to Janie. And grokking, there's a book that was written, "Stranger in a Strange Land." It came out many years ago, and they used to talk about grokking in that book. And grokking is it moves through many cultures. It has many different names and definitions. Um, it's a shamanic practice, a very powerful one, and it's what I love it for the most is that it just deeply, deeply connects us to the heart and soul of all living beings, particularly in nature. So simply put, grokking is, well, let me back up. The gift that we have as humans, maybe more than almost all other animals, although some have it really profoundly: chimps, gorillas, elephants, whales, dolphins. And this is, when I say that, I don't mean that any animal is lesser than us. We all have our unique gifts. This gift is called empathy, and it really equals grokking. But empathy is the way we think of it normally is it's being able to feel the feelings of another being or what they are going through, what they've gone through. And that triggers an opening of our heart and our soul to that being, and then a connection is made through love and care that becomes profound. But empathy equals grokking in that you can take it and not you can take it out of the world of, well, it just happens haphazardly, to the world of you can make it a tool. And that's what the shaman would do. And when you think about what a shaman from a tribe or so would do, and we shamans like to, what we do is, if I could put it, the best I could put it is, we are mediators between nature and humans. We're able to speak to nature and understand the language of nature and bring that to the human world, and bring the two together. And it can take many different forms, but the most profound for me is your personal relationship with nature. So the best one I've ever had with experience with grokking, the ones that are just endlessly there for you, are trees, particularly beautiful trees, old trees, special trees, unique trees. Just everything it works with, but trees are so perfect for this. So let's say you're going to grok a tree. First, there has to be a place in you of pureness, of a clean place where you're not doing the grokking to control, to manipulate, to get money, to get power, to look good. You're doing it because your heart longs to go deeper with another living being. It has to come from a very pure place. And believe me, every being you try to grok, particularly trees, they will know if it's different. Second is, you have to believe that it's possible no matter what. So if you have doubts, you got to work on that, okay? And one thing I can say is just take a leap of faith. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. There's no harm in it. Believe it and take a leap of faith. If I can do it, which I do it and have done it since my childhood, my whole life, I am no better than you. You can do it. It's a gift available to all. It's like breathing air. It's like gravity. It's for all of us. The difference between air and gravity is you need to learn this one. It doesn't just happen no matter what. The third thing you have to have is you have to go to the being and ask it if it's okay to grok it. Now you can say it with words like this, but more often than not, it's through feelings. And often, if you get your senses involved, all five senses, and then your sixth sense, your intuitive side, we call it your inner vision, and you get those involved, so that when you're asking, it's coming from this profound place. We call it the spirit that moves through all things. It comes from that place where we all go when we go deep. That tree will feel it. And then you have to do it honorably. And you have to put everything you have in it. You have to eliminate distractions. You have to be completely present. It's like, you know how we're always in the future or the past. Our brains are constantly going the past and the future. We're all over the place. You know, we're thinking about the book we read, the TV show we watched, you know, who loves us, this and that, you know, what, the pain down here, the pain there, you know. You have to be completely present. And if you can be completely present, then you let yourself, your being, the fifth thing is you envision your being, the essence of your being, your soul, your going into that tree. And you visualize it. Now, visualizing is the journey. It's the pathway. It's like the car down the road. It's like the hike through the mountains to a destination. Visualization is a tool. It's not imagination, which sometimes in imagination you can make things up, although that is another conversation I should have, why that doesn't really matter. I'll try to remember to do that in another Tim Talk. But visualization is like a pathway, a doorway. It opens the door. So visualize. And you just have to do it blind faith. Just do it. Practice will make perfect. And you go into that tree. And you go right through the roots. Go down through the roots and explore. Envision it. Just what would it look like? Just go down and explore. You'll have moments, defining moments in this journey where you'll all of a sudden go, wow, I am in there. I'm in those roots, you know, and I'm meeting the tree that's next to it or the baby tree from it. And then you go up into the tree, and you go through the cambium layer, and you see the water going through the tree. And you go to the very top, and you look at the blue sky, or if you're doing it at night, the starry night, you know that that tree is able to reach to the heavens and bring the stars to you, and bring sunlight to you, and turn it into beautiful things that give you life. And then you look from the tree's point of view out at views, and see how the tree sees the world. What's it feel like when a bird lands in a tree, or a squirrel runs up it, or a bear scratches it, you know? What's it feel like? You keep all your senses involved while you're doing this. So you're kind of traveling in the spirit world and the non-physical realms, or often in some shamanic practices it's called non-ordinary reality. At the same time, you're in ordinary reality, the physical world. You're able to breach both, the physical world and the spiritual world, or the non-ordinary reality world. You're able to be in both at the same time. That's really an achievement. When you're able to do that, that's a defining moment in life. That's a moment that will change you forever. And you'll want more, and you'll fight for more when you get it. It's being in both worlds. You're in the human world, and you're in the tree world. There does come a point in Grokking where literally you let go of the human, and you simply become the tree. That is a moment that will change your life forever. You will know a tree. On every level you will know a tree, because you will be the tree. And once you're the tree, you'll know the forest. And once you know the forest, you'll know the animals in the forest. And you'll know the water that flows through the forest. And you'll know the weather. You see what I mean? It'll expand out in its inclusiveness and bring you deeper into the heart and soul of our Mother Earth. Our very Mother Earth. Now, you can do this with animals. It's a little more difficult because the animals have more active minds and they move around more, but you can definitely do it with animals. You can do it if you want to see what's wrong in a tree or an ailment in a person. You can travel in and see. It's another practical use it can have, like with shamanism. You can go into rocks. You can go into water. I have gone on my land here into water, and I've literally let myself become the creek and felt myself flowing down to the Klamath River, out into the ocean. I swam with dolphins. I know you're thinking this guy is nuts. I'm a good nuts, because it's true. I've done it, and you can too. Now, you do this every day, and you just don't know it when you're in nature. You connect deeply to the earth. You just don't know it, because you don't acknowledge it. You don't pay attention to it. You don't give it credence. Often the difference in learning is that you give something credence. You give something your energy. You give it your deep thoughts. You give it your care. You bring it more alive that way. Okay? Now, you can do it to leaves. You can do it to flowers. You can do it to people, too. Often it's asked. You can do it to people. And, oh, hey, this is my buddy Jack. I don't know if you can see him, but He just came to say hi. He loves his talk. Because I'd grok him. He's a wild one, I'll tell you. So, people is something you got to be very respectful of. You don't just grok a person without some type of permission or having a relationship with them that you know it's okay. So that's another subject I should talk about in another Tim Talk. We'll go deeper in grokking with people and how it can be used for health and healing, and how often, if you're in love with someone or you have a deep, deep, loving friendship, or it's a parent or a grandfather or a grandmother or something like that, those kind of relationships that come first and foremost from the heart and the souls are connected. There's a natural grokking that just takes place. Like when you just know what someone needs, you know who they are, you know what they think. Often when you're that close with someone, you know before they say it what they think, how they feel. And when someone says, I hurt, like I have a problem, a pain here or a pain there, someone hurt me and I'm sad, you feel their sadness. You understand it on a deep level. That's a profoundly beautiful thing. Although you do want to have boundaries. You don't want to get lost in another person's story or life. So it is important to be very careful with boundaries around this subject. So be very careful too. Don't grok without permission another person unless you have that deep relationship. I really feel strongly about that. Nature is much more open. Trees are the ones to start with, guys. Start with trees. You can't go wrong, okay? And get rid of those demons inside of you that say, I can't do it, or it's made up, it's fake, or only he can do it, or only that person can do it, or it's only something I read in books. No, it's a gift that's here on our beautiful, precious earth that's here for you. And it would be really sad to think that you never used it in a conscious way. So get out there and happy grokking.